This is Jonas J. Campbell from That Park Place, and this is Everything Woke About Velma, episodes 1 and 2. First of all, this has to be on streaming because it doesn't belong anywhere else. I can't even imagine the disaster of broadcasting an episode of Scooby-Doo that has sex, drugs, and teenage nudity. If you have kids in the house and you have HBOMax, I strongly recommend you check your parental controls.
Normally, origin stories are about tall, handsome guys struggling with the burden of being handed even more power.
False. Most heroes are played by short actors, but whatever.
And if they are about girls, it's usually like, hey, what made this hot chick go crazy?
Fair enough. Also, we're like 12 seconds in on the first episode, and it's the fourth meta joke. History of Fog, the big book of books seen in TV shows. So you can't afford audiobooks. Scuba do's and don'ts. How to solve mysteries with your friends. It seems like they're going for a Simpsons thing with the deluge of sight gags. Maybe it works for you. It doesn't seem to work for me. Leave a comment with your thoughts, of course.
Yeah, it was me, not Fred and his weird sex fan.
Just in case you missed it, in this version of Scooby-Doo, Velma's got a thing for Fred, Norville's got a thing for Velma, Velma hates Daphne, who's dating Fred, and the Mystery Machine is now a weird sex van.
This is my story, told my way. And it starts with a murder.
My story told my way. Oh, goody. Also, casual swearing in a franchise that's marketed to kids. No comment.
Team shower discussion topic of the day. Have you ever noticed how pilot episodes of TV shows always have more gratuitous sex and nudity than the rest of the series?
Just because you mention it doesn't mean it's a joke.
I actually kind of love it.
LGBT sexualization of teenagers.
Why was your favorite part of the Riverdale pilot when Betty and Veronica kissed?
Are we just coming right out and saying that we sacrifice Scooby-Doo on the altar of an unoriginal joke?
Just admit, we are all secretly perverts.
Don't trust Mindy Kaling to babysit your kids, folks. A children's cartoon character attempts to waterboard another student.
And how do you feel about race-blind casting, Daphne?
You can't say your casting is race-blind when the show's creator intentionally swaps the race of everyone, except Fred.
It's an Asian woman.
How much do you want to bet the creators of the show realized that nobody would realize that Daphne was Asian, and so they had to explicitly state it in order to get their diversity points?
Everyone loves it when white people play Jesus.
You had to bring Jesus into this, didn't you?
See, now if this was a show, it'd be super hot if you two kissed.
Attempted murder and the LGBT sexualization of teenagers. Also, lay off the meta-humor. Gore in a children's franchise.
It's not real if you two morons are running this investigation.
Blasphemy. And now Daphne has lesbian moms.
I thought lesbians were good at solving crimes.
Is this a stereotype? I don't think this is a stereotype. The new Shaggy really wants to get with Velma.
You cheat off me in Spanish because you think I'm Mexican.
The only member of Mystery Inc. that's still white is a racist. Imagine that.
My doctor says it's basically sickle cell for rich guys.
White guy is rich and privileged. Imagine that.
I'm caliente, as this one's people would say.
Fred is racist again.
Then when, Fred? When?
Sexualization of teenage children's cartoon characters.
You had it knocked up a Spooner's waitress while your actual wife is still missing.
Extramarital relations.
Real talk, Shiro to Shiro.
No real comment here other than to ask, is this supposed to be a funny joke?
Normally in pop culture, when a slutty girl is murdered, we're all a little like, well, maybe she deserved it. She was the rare slut that did not deserve to be murdered.
Solid reference to the horror genre, but it's still not a funny joke.
I am real! A real man, Father!
Fred is a toxic masculine character and only wants to live up to his toxic masculine father.
A case of the missing idea juice.
You are the reason your parents drink, kids.
Velma, there you are!
Norville?
There is no Shaggy. There is only Norville. He's not the lovable, easygoing slacker you once knew. He's a beta male who would do anything for Velma to notice him. Also, race swap.
On TV shows, the malt shop owner is always a friendly black man or a spicy and meatball Italian.
What even is this joke?
Drugs, which I hate.
I guarantee you that if he was white, he would still be a stoner.
And I let teens have sex in the bathroom.
Sexualization of teenagers.
Are you an exchange student from a more sexually liberated country?
They dragged Weird Al into this.
This is awful.
Hilarious. We've been dating for a year and he still won't even take his pants off.
A year? He gay?
Implying that only losers and gays respect the sanctity of marriage.
If I were a rich white dude, I'd kill everybody just to get away with it.
I don't know if Mindy Kaling hates white people or if Mindy Kaling thinks it's funny that Velma hates white people. You decide.
I like you. Like you.
Your face is why I get up in the morning.
What if the entirety of Mystery Inc. wanted to get with the entirety of Mystery Inc.? I guess it is really good they left Scooby-Doo out.
This is not what I need right now.
Black man gets pulled over for no reason gag. Imagine that.
Not hairless, Velma. I haven't finished going through puberty yet. But Father says if people know, They'll laugh.
Fred's deadly secret is that he's not traditionally masculine enough.
Sorry I'm not a drunk on the verge of losing custody like every other woman solving murders these days.
I honestly have no idea what this is referring to.
It's not small, it's scared.
Racist white sociopath with daddy issues has small parts.
We all have secrets.
Ah! Velma's birthday gift!
Shaggy is now a pathetic incel.
Your is mine, best friend.
That one cartoon character from your childhood hates the other cartoon character from your childhood. Nudity in a kids show.
What are you, poor?
White guy hates poor people. Imagine that.
Fred's a rich white guy with a tiny He did it.
This show really hates its only white main character.
But if the kids in every teen show ever can get through a brush with a deranged serial killer, so can I.
Please stop telling meta jokes. They are not funny.
Or nemesis.
Nemesis.
That's why.
Just in case you didn't realize it, the characters from your childhood hate each other.
Sorry, what we meant to say is that you are our last choice.
Rich white dad insists his rich white son mistreats the minority.
Hey, am I on a hunger strike? Where the are my pancakes?
White guy mistreats the help.
It's bad enough you still eat pancakes and drink non-alcoholic beverages like a baby.
They dragged Frank Welker into this too.
What brings you to Casa del Norville Rogers, Blythe Rogers, and me, his father, Lamont Rogers?
Forced interracial marriage for diversity points.
Velma, not while I'm live. I can't get banned for your thoughts on South Asian desserts again.
I know, it's okay. Like the dessert course at an Indian restaurant. Just forget it.
Is this a joke? Is saying that a dessert is bad in an Indian restaurant something that would get someone banned from social media? That is not how social media works. I am so confused right now.
In teen movies, whenever a girl needs money, a guy sells something and then blackmails the girl into dating him for it. Problematic, but effective.
If you cut out all the references to other shows and what Mindy Kaling considers problematic, the runtime would be about 3 minutes.
Daphne, why would you deal drugs? You're beautiful and popular.
Children's cartoon character is now a drug dealer.
Minorities on TV can only deal drugs to escape poverty.
Is there an alternate reality version of television that Mindy Kaling watches?
I spit truth without a filter, like every comedian before #MeToo.
Look,
Honest critique. Every character in this show is wrong or insane, so the audience doesn't know if we're supposed to be agreeing with Velma or thinking that Velma is crazy. Either way, the joke is awkward and it doesn't really land.
What are we selling?
oh, just the usual. Zoinks, Jeepers, mystery machine.
The iconic vehicle from a children's cartoon is now drugs.
Drugs here! Get your drugs here!
Another children's cartoon character is a drug dealer.
White girl with too much money? White girl with too much money.
I can't tell if the writers think it's funny to insult white people or if the writers just don't like white people very much at all.
Yeah? You know what else feels forced? Your belief that you're the only one sleeping with the lead.
Sexualization of teenagers.
Will I sell you a kidney to get the $500 I need to make Velma date me? I mean, I'd be a fool not to at this point, right?
Children's cartoon character sells his organs for a girl's attention.
It's a mob scene here as Fred Jones arrives for his day in court.
I don't know if this sign is supposed to be a funny sight gag or just a background image, but either way they used it here, here, and here. It also seems like it's a dig at Republicans. Either way, the joke doesn't land. They literally turned their whitest character into Hitler.
I literally had to take 5 Jeepers not to strangle you. Whoa.
Children's characters that are actively merchandised to children are taking drugs. Making classic children's cartoon characters into lesbians.
Nothing can stop me from buying Velma's love!
Norville is an incel.
Oh, sorry. I was just wiping some garbage slime off your cheek.
Oh, yeah, me too. Slime.
Making children's cartoon characters into lesbians again.
My life.
Wait, Dad?
Velma?
Everyone does drugs, kids.
Before you just started talking, I thought you were our housekeeper.
White character is racist.
So help me, Shonda Rhimes, I do.
Blasphemy. Also, is Grey's Anatomy still on?
But also that he was just another entitled rich guy who might kill someone because he has a tiny...
This show really hates the white guy.
His whole life, Fred has never had to lift a finger to do anything. He's been so pampered, his body hasn't even felt the need to fully mature.
I hope all the white guys are taking notes at home. Do better.
They wouldn't even let me represent a gymnastics coach now.
Does this show think that referencing literally anything makes it a joke?
Did that work?
Yeah.
In lieu of good writing, just make your main characters gay. Don't worry if they're actively being marketed to small children. I'm sure nobody that's a fan of the show will make t-shirts or merchandise that confuse kids. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Is there anything we missed? Is there something else you'd like us to cover? For more, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter @JonasJCampbell, or stay tuned to thatparkplace.com.